You may have had this question, many have, about Yom Kippur and the confession of sins. Many times over, in the course of Yom Kippur, we have a list of sins which we confess. Now, how many sins are there in the Torah? 365. We can't violate all of them. Some of them have to do with the Beis Hamikdash. Some of them have to do with living in Israel under Jewish sovereignty. But there are hundreds of sins that we can commit. The list of sins for which we apologize is not that long. Besides that, it's a strange list. It doesn't mention Shabbos. It doesn't mention kashrut. It doesn't mention adultery. It doesn't mention Yom Tov. It doesn't mention tzedakah, not giving tzedakah. Where's the list of sins? Look at what it says. I'm apologizing for the sins that I committed intentionally or unintentionally. Which sin? It doesn't say which sin. I apologize, or I ask for forgiveness for the sins I committed with foolish talk. Foolish talk is a sin? Sins that I committed with carelessness. Sins that I committed with intentional dishonesty. Do you see what's going on here? We're not going through a list of sins. We're going through a list of attitudinal problems, attitudinal mistakes that ruin a relationship. This could be a marriage manual. Don't ruin your marriage with foolish talk. Be careful what you say. See? It's not a sin you said something forbidden. No, you were careless with a relationship. Can you ruin a relationship with silly talk? Yeah, you can. It's not a terrible violation in and of itself, outside the context of a sin. So, outside the context of a relationship. But in the context of a relationship, this is damaging. So, I apologize for the times that I sinned by being thoughtless. I apologize for the times that I sinned by being stubborn. I apologize for the times that I sinned by being vindictive or scheming. I apologize even for sins that I committed when I was panicked, when I just lost my mind. That shouldn't happen. Even when I lose my mind, I shouldn't forget about you. Like a guy on the Titanic who finds an escape, he saves himself, and then realizes that he forgot his wife. See, that's not forgivable. Why did he do that? Well, he was panicked. He was confused. We apologize for the sins we committed out of confusion. So it's not the sin of lashon hara, it's not the sin of stealing. It's the dishonesty in the relationship. It's the bad intentions, it's the carelessness, it's the thoughtlessness, it's the loose tongue that says stupid things or foolish things. So what we're actually saying is, I regret all those things that are inappropriate to a relationship. So God is asking us to be His. How many ways have I violated that? In how many ways was I careless with the fact that I am His, and that He is in my life, and that what I do affects Him? That's a good apology. That's a good list of sins. If we don't do that, we're not really patching up the relationship. So if you have a particular sin that you feel guilty about, mention it where in the places in the davening that is appropriate. But that's just your detail. What Yom Kippur is all about, What al-Chet is all about is where you missed the target, where you were off target in the dynamics of a relationship.